Hey, what's going on there, fans of MotoVans and YouTubers, I guess. Thought I'd put a little video of my MotoVan that I'm just about finished up with. I'm finished all I'm going to do, at least for this summer. I got a pretty busy summer ahead of me. That's a picture of it when I first got it. It was a retired U-Haul van. Despite it figuring it has been pretty abused as a U-Haul van, I've had no trouble with the thing. All I ever did really was slap a few stickers on the side and put a bunk inside and my tools and just kind of ran around like that for about 5 years. And then shortly after that last picture you just saw, I did this to it. I just gutted the whole thing and decided to start over. I really kind of wanted a camper van that I could haul a bike in. So that was kind of, I guess in my mind I was thinking more of a Class B Toyhauler, which nobody makes one, so I figured let's build one. So first I got to thank Joseph Neagle, man, with R&N Performance. He did all these graphics for me. He does body wraps now on vehicles. As you can see here, I have not finished the trim yet. I got to paint the trim to make it look a little better, but the wrap part that he did looks amazing. He had the picture of me up there. It's real subtle, so is the numbers, so it's really not in your face. It's kind of, I don't know, I think it looks pretty good. It's kind of a dark gray, and certain light it almost has like a green tint to it. Kind of has like that Army Special Ops color to it. There's another picture of it there. So the jacks you see on the back there, those are for when I put the ramp door down. It kind of props it up as a deck, actually, kind of a party deck we'll call it. The ramp door is the biggest modification. I had some guys down at American Metal Fabrications. There's a picture of the ramp door frame right there. They built it for me. A guy named Larry Flora down there. If you guys need any metal fabrication, those guys are incredible, man. I took the van down there, gave him a vague description of what I wanted, and came back a couple weeks later, man, he had it perfect, exactly what I wanted. And what the ramp door did, really, what I was looking for, is it gave me an extra 3 inches of ceiling height and an extra 3 inches of depth front to back, because the roll-up door used to obviously roll up and hang below the ceiling, so I couldn't quite stand up in it. I'm about 6'1". There's a picture of the old roll-up door, and it was right around 6 feet with the roll-up door. Now I got about 6 feet 3 inches in there at least, so that's not too bad. The ramp door, they built the frame and they mounted it for me. I had to do the plywood, and of course I reversed the coil spring there to I guess the lift spring you'd call it, whatever, and I reattached the cables down to the door there. But it's great, yeah, use it. Makes it a hell of a lot easier to get the bike in. I don't have to muscle it up anymore and just huck it in there. So there it is with the jacks down. I didn't really crank them up to make it level. It's just kind of demonstrating right there. But you can crank them up to whatever height you want to level it out. It's also a good place to work on the bike if it's ever kind of a muddy day at the track. You don't feel like working on your bike down in the wet grass or mud or wherever you're parked. You park out on that thing and just kind of sit there and get things done. I think possibly an awning might be the next step for that. I don't know. We'll see. That might be a little overkill. So in here, let's see. I did all pine siding, tongue and groove siding. I just kind of wanted to make it cabin-esque. Wanted to make it cozy instead of all industrial. The bedroom is up here in the front. I'll kind of show you more about how that works in just a minute. I had to make it about 39 inches wide to hold a twin-size bed, and I'll show you how the bed works as well. So that was really a challenge to get the bike in without putting it on an angle and the bed, so you'll see the relief notch I cut back there in a minute. Here is where I keep my fuel tank and some other things, hoses and odds and ends. Also, that is where my 15 amp inlet comes. I do have shore power capabilities. I can plug into shore power there. I got 12 gauge wiring, ran all throughout to 120 volt outlets. I understand running a 15 amp inlet right next to a gas tank is probably not the best idea, but when I am plugged in, I do move that gas tank. So, you know, I got a few brain cells left. Over here, I guess I call that the mud room. That's where I throw my boots, riding gear, everything else. Got a couple drains in the bottom, kind of lets a little ventilation go on there, so that the stench of race boots doesn't fermentate any more in there. You can see the shower. I'll showcase that a little bit more in a minute. The outdoor shower I have there, I actually have that hooked up to an RV pump coming off a 35-gallon water tank. There's my Rocky Mount ATV MC. I don't know what you call those hats. I don't know, straw hat. There's my chem shelf and some goggles and tear-offs, extra gloves, everything I need. I think that is from, is it called Clear One Industries maybe? I didn't get that, yeah, Clear One I think it's called. I got that from Summit Racing actually. So that was probably the one thing I did not get from a moto magazine or anything. There's my workbench. And the way I decided on the dimensions of this is I was going through Lowe's and they have kind of a junk pile, and they had a nice piece of hardwood. I forget the dimensions it was like 58 inches by something. And I said that's about the right size for a workbench. So that's how the dimensions came about for that. I didn't have to do any cutting because first and foremost, I am not in any way a carpenter. This is just slapped all this together. I had no idea what I was doing. As you can see, my studs that I have up against the wall there, I had to make. I don't know what I'm doing, but it all works. The wiring is up to code though. There's my one-hitter coffee maker. Aesthetically, for some reason, that's my favorite thing in here. I just kind of built that little shelf and cubby for it, and got the 120 volt outlet there. Obviously, anything like that does require 120 volt outlet, so I do have to plug into that. And I either run it off my 2,000 watt generator I have down there, or if I have shore power that I can plug into, I do. On into the bedroom here. That's all my master switches and everything. TV, all that is everything else. Lights, TV, water pump is all powered off of DC power, deep cycle battery. No inverters. Everything just runs either DC lights or the 120 volt outlets, obviously the AC and the coffee maker. That AC unit is overkill for that 10-foot box I have. That is a 10-foot box fan, by the way. There's a 12 volt outlet USB and a 12 volt cigarette lighter style outlet as well as a volt monitor. Here's how the bed works. Sorry about the camera angle, I just kind of chucked it up in the corner. It's a little GoPro I'm using. So flip over the lid, and this is a trifold memory foam mattress. And man, it is, I literally looked up the mattress before I finished building the inside of that bed area to see how much room I needed, and there's not an inch to spare, there's not a millimeter to spare. It's 39 inches wide by I think 76 inches long. So that's perfect. I'm 73 inches long, so I got 3 inches to spare. So this is how it looks when it's not in bed form, when I flip it back over. So it's kind of a sitting area. I can sit in there and watch TV or chill out or whatever, blow off some steam after I came back from a shitty race and I don't want to talk to anybody for a little while and hide out in there. And there's where I keep my water tank. What I heard rule 1 was when you're building a camper van is to not waste any space. So I have the 35 gallon tank up under there. The way I fill it is I backfeed it through the spigot, the outlet spigot on the back side. That's a 1/2 inch pipe, just gravity fed down to the spigot for my pressure washing or any water needs I have, cooking water or whatever. I do have another 1/2 inch line coming off it that is pressurized with an RV pump. I'll show you that in a minute. Under here I just have a parts bin, just extra parts for my races, air filters, levers, grips, whatever else I need, all kinds of little things in there. So there's my heater buddy, and hopefully I don't have to use that anymore. Hopefully we are done with the cold weather, man. But also that heater buddy was more than adequate for that small of a space. That's the 1 inch insulation I did above the ceiling. I did 1 inch insulation behind the walls, and also behind the ramp door, behind the plywood on the ramp door. Between that and the aluminum skins on the outside is insulation. So it's got no problem keeping cool or staying warm. Here's a shower here. So that's really the main reason I have the jacks on there for the decks. Really, I can just kind of stand out there and rinse off after the July and August races, man. When you're in race gear for 10 hours a day, wrestling a bike at 105 degrees, man, you just stand in that shower for about 30 minutes afterwards trying to rinse off, trying to cool off. So it's just pressure activated. So as soon as you open the valve, it kicks on. I do have a master switch that you just saw on it. So I cut that off when I'm transporting, obviously. But you kick the master switch on, when I get to the track, and then anytime I need the water, I just turn the valve and it's ready to go. It's pressurized. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys enjoy doing your own MotoVans, and we'll see you at the track.